What's happened to Spencer is an example of everything that's wrong with the NDIS. It's a disgrace. He gets more than $100,000 a year in funding. But when you see how he's been living, you wonder where all that money has gone.
Spencer is an amazing fellow. He's a character, absolute character. Can I sweep the floor? Can I do this? Can I do that? We're his family.
You right to go?
Yeah, mate, go for it. It makes me angry that people are, got their hands in his pocket and not giving him anything for it. And the pub has to pick up the pieces.
Do you know how much $110,000 is?
A fair bit of money.
He's somebody's cash cow.
So this is your home, Spence?
I thought this was bad enough in here, and then we walked into the bathroom.
I was disgusted. I didn't know how anyone could live like that. It just made my eyes burn with the smell.
Does this look acceptable to you?
No, it doesn't.
Who keeps this place clean now?
Me?
This is the tip of the iceberg with what the problem with the NDIS is.
Do you feel that you've been taken advantage of?
Probably. People do that, trust me.
Yeah.
People with, what's the word, disabilities.
Even here, on the edge of the outback in western New South Wales, more than 500 k's from the nearest major city, there are half a dozen or so registered providers with their hands in the NDIS bucket. And one of them has dropped the ball big time. Spencer Collins can legally pour beers, take pizza orders,
Small, ham and cheese.
and wash dishes at the Bucking Bull pub in Coonamble, population 4,000. But the service provider that was paid by the NDIS to look after him insists Spencer can't speak for himself. And that provider, Live Better, went to great lengths to try and stop Spencer telling his story. Do you know Spencer?
No, so I just need to stop you right there.
Could the people at Live Better have done better?
I'd say so.
Spencer has given a current affair consent for his story to be told. He has an intellectual disability and was a Live Better client when pub owner Jenny Richardson discovered he had been living in squalor.
People can't live like this, and they shouldn't be able to live like this. When he gets the money he gets from the NDIS...
Kitchen?
Spencer's NDIS government funding package is worth over $100,000 a year. The money filtered through Live Better to a support worker to assist Spencer. So did the support person clean this up?
No, the support people didn't clean this up. I did. And I had help from some of my friends from the pub.
Jenny says Live Better failed Spencer, and she and husband Scott feel like they've been left to pick up the pieces.
I own a pub. I just don't think it's my job to take him to appointments when I know that there's someone that would be getting paid to look after him.
I don't think Live Better live up to their name. They maybe need to rebrand themselves.
My name's Steve from The Current Affair. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Does this look acceptable to you?
No, it doesn't. Would you like me to find someone to help you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
We dropped into Live Better's regional office for answers. I'd like to talk to you about one of your clients, Spencer Collins from Coonamble. Do you know Brett Parrish is a Live Better executive and in charge of disability and out-of-home care services. Do you know Spencer?
No, so I just need to stop you right there. In relation to the cleanliness of this gentleman's bathroom, this is not a service Live Better provides, so we can't comment on that.
Live Better won't tell us what services it was being paid to provide under Spencer's NDIS plan. And Spencer doesn't know what he should have been receiving. On its website, Live Better promotes supported independent living and supervising daily tasks like cooking, cleaning and personal care. But even if cleaning's not in the support worker's job description, you'd expect there would have been a duty of care to report the rabid conditions he was living in up the chain and get something done about it. If a carer goes to his place and he's...
So Live Better does not provide a carer to Mr. Spencer?
Live Better doesn't?
No.
Spencer's no longer a Live Better client because he's swapped service providers with the help of Jenny.
And at the end of the day, I guess that money, that NDIS money, it's our money. And I would like to think that it's being used to benefit his life. not to line somebody else's pocket.
If there's any other additional questions, please direct them to our media branch. Thank you.
But is this good enough, though?
So we drove 3 hours to Live Better headquarters in Orange for an interview with CEO Natalie Forsyth-Stock. However, Live Better declined our offer and instead fired off an email highlighting extraordinary concerns that pub owner Jenny may well be financially exploiting Spencer and urged us to include this allegation in our report. There was no substance to the accusation, which Live Better later desperately tried to hose down. Jenny completely rejects the allegation and says she's even paid for Spencer's clothes out of her own pocket.
I could have turned my back, but it's not how I was brought up, and we're very lucky to live in a community like we do. No one would see him go without anything. I just find it terribly cruel that people would think that, you know, it's not their job.
He's now living better, not because of any help by Live Better, but just because of his friends.
Live Better's currently embroiled in controversy. The NDIS is suing the provider over the death of Kaya Lucas. The disabled girl died after being placed in a bathtub full of hot water by a Live Better support worker in her home in Orange.
Hey, Spencer, who's this?
My mother.
Spencer is also struggling with the loss of his mum Shirley.
When your bathroom was a big mess, what would your mum say about that?
To go for it. It's on tonight.
Between giving Spencer jobs to do at the pub, driving him to medical appointments and taking him shopping and to the fairground, Jenny often takes Spencer to visit his late mum.
There's more in here than what we put in last time.
Where would you be without people like Jenny and Scott?
I'll probably be dead. Cemetery.
When your mum was alive, did she look after you?
Both. Both looked after each other.
Do you miss your mum?
Yep.
It's not rocket science, it really isn't. It's a little bit of empathy, and this whole, you know, it's not my job, just doesn't cut it with me. You know, we need to look after these people. He wouldn't hurt a fly. He's just a really gentle man that just needs help.
And you've got to wonder how many others are out there just like Spencer, being let down by people who should be their champions. Well, thank goodness he's got Jenny and Scott in his corner.